Hello everyone, welcome to Crystal Eclipse. My name is Jessica. In this video, we'll be asking the cards about how the person that you're thinking about, whether it be the person you're currently with or somebody who's coming in the future, feels about you when they look at you. So I have 4 stacks for you all today to choose from. We have gemstones today, heart-shaped gemstones. We have pink quartz, labradorite, clear quartz, and lastly obsidian. So choose whichever stone calls out to you, or if multiple stones call out to you, feel free to choose multiple ones. It doesn't matter. Just take whatever you feel is personally connected to you and just leave the rest. You can check the description box or the comment section for timestamps if you'd like to skip directly to the stack or stacks that calls out to you. So we'll go ahead and get started. Starting with our first stack, we have that rose quartz. Sometimes it's called pink quartz. We have the Hanged Man coming out. So we're seeing a change in either energy or change in outlook. We have the 10 of coins. We have the Lovers, the Chariot, Fate, and lastly we have Yin. So this is a good set of cards because we see a lot of counterpart energy going on here with these cards. Sort of with that counterpart energy, the best thing is that we're seeing both sort of the way that they look at you, the energy that they have toward you, as well as the energy that they have toward the relationship. So if you haven't met this person yet, we're seeing a good compatibility. They're looking at you, or when they see you, when they look at you for the first time, or as the relationship develops, the way that they feel, we're seeing that you're representing somebody who has changed their outlook on a lot of things. This person might have been somebody who was like sort of done with relationships or wasn't very hopeful in the future about things. They didn't have many expectations at all, whether it even comes to having another relationship or being in a relationship. But like they just sort of like almost gave up on it with that Hanged Man energy. But then we see a quick energy change into the 10 of coins of somebody who looks at you and sees a future, sees what they've wanted all along, their hopes for like generations to come, or building a family, combining families, strengthening things together, and having years later in life just to bond. And a lot with that 10 of coins in this illustration in particular, we see like the continued generations being like the children, the grandchildren. And then we see that older couple that's sort of watching over them, and the loyalty, the longevity that's represented within that older couple, representing the way that this person looks at you as somebody who is going to be with them for the rest of their life. This long-term relationship that's coming through, this life partner. And that also applies if you already know this person, and that's the way they look at you, as like you're the one that they want to grow old with, the one that they want to spend the remaining years of their life with, the one that they are happy to settle down with. Whatever was in their past, since we're seeing Hanged Man coming out here, whatever was in their past, it just wasn't fulfilling, or it wasn't like what they had hoped for. Possibly it just wasn't a person that they actually felt like they could have forever with. But the good thing is we see that big energy change. We see fate allowing this relationship to come through. I think they're feeling like heavily like divinely guided energy when it comes to this. And we're seeing yin, whether it's like masculine or feminine energy here, we're still seeing that there is a yin and a yang, meaning a complete balance here to come through. There is two halves that are completing themselves, and they really see that when they look at you. They feel that like you are the other half that they've really been waiting a long time for, whether or not like you're with them or they're coming in like in the future. Like I said, a future spouse, a life partner, this long-term commitment energy that's present here is like, this is great compatibility alongside fate, because it almost gives like a new life or a new journey, which reflects that Hanged Man's new outlook, a changing of ways of evaluating things, of sort of giving up and just stopping in your tracks, not allowing yourself to move forward. And then of all things, we have the Lovers and the Chariot, and the Chariot is moving forward with love because it's connected to the Lovers. You're seeing that energy combined into one within those two cards. This very compatible relationship. And the Lovers too is the choice to move forward with somebody, the choice to commit to somebody, the choice to be with that person and see them as like the true partner that was intended for you. And the Chariot also has that sort of yin and yang, or yin and yang, sorry, vibe to it with the black and the white horse, as well as the Lovers have that yin and yang energy going on of like those two counterparts, that divine energy that was intended for you to have within your life. Now, if you have not met this person, or you've never met anything like this person, like this energy that's coming through here, what I would say is that we're seeing that this energy is allowed to enter your life, because like the higher ups, you know, the people that are sort of watching over you have now chosen this time as the right time for this person to come through. It's the most compatible time, the most successful time for you. And the same on this other person's side. Like, they've probably been through relationships that weren't very successful, and they sort of got either held back, or they felt held back, or, you know, higher ups just said, we're not allowing you to progress forward with this relationship because it's just not something that will be healthy for you. So those other relationships had to come to an end. But we see a complete turnaround here when it comes to you, the way they feel when they look at you. You are that other half they've been waiting for, that compatibility on all levels, the one that makes them feel like they're finally complete, they're where they needed to be. It's like that missing you know, piece of the puzzle. Even if everything else in their life was like perfectly in place, like they had a great job, great house, you know, car, all the things that they could hope for, a great surrounding, a great group of friends. It was you that was missing. And it's like fate has finally allowed it to sort of like come through, and for them to receive this. And I think they're really seeing this as something that is being presented to them as like a really wonderful opportunity. And I feel like there's a lot of love here. Like, it's almost like finally, like if they could say anything when they see you, they'd say finally. Like, finally I have this person in my life, finally I have that other half, finally I can, you know, look to the future and see the possibilities that are you know, in store for me or present for me. But that's what I'm seeing here with this rose quartz. Very, very loving energy, very good energy, one that is very balanced, and one that just is like really truly from the soul. So I hope that at least some of that was able to resonate with you, and I thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye. Starting with stack 2 or pile 2, we have Labradorite. When it comes to this person, whether it be the person you're currently with, or future spouse, future life partner, whoever it is that you're hoping for a message from, when it comes to how they feel when they look at you, we have the Three of Coins, we have the Queen of Cups, the Eight of Wands, we have the Nine of Wands. Oh, so this is a big energy of like, you know, finally leaving or removing a negative like situation or something in the past. We have nature, and we have imagine. So this is a really good stack. It's giving me very similar vibes to the first stack, with like sort of like changing of an outlook, but I feel like with the strong energy that's present within the Nine of Wands as well as the Eight of Wands, we see a big change and a big like hurdle that's sort of been overcome here, because it's a big energy change, but from one that might have been sort of toxic, or one that really just seemed like it was just getting worse and worse, into one that is very successful, or at least one that there is a strong sense of connection with. You know, there's something that allows them to think there is more to this, there is hope within this, there's a chance here. I feel like in the past they've just either seen things as not working out, or there were things that made it feel like there wasn't a connection with the people in their life. And I feel like not only like in romantic relationships they didn't really feel a strong connection, I feel like in all relationships they were just really having a difficult time connecting with people. They felt either different, or they felt like they just weren't surrounded by people that were really you know, what they needed, or responding to them in a way that was beneficial, you know, something that really made them feel like they were loved or included. I feel like this was almost like an isolated sort of incident, and they had to go through this whatever energy change that had to take place in order to come out on this other side, where we see nature and we see imagine, allowing things to move naturally, progress in a natural way, and then imagine what is to come, and imagine in a sense of like having hopes and dreams for a future. And that's where you come in. They sort of knew that they had to go through whatever this was so that they can get to this better stage when you're present. So if you know this person, I feel like they've been through some stuff where you might feel like there's either a coldness, or they're sort of standoffish, maybe they're not, you know, as loving as you'd hope for, or they're not as expressive as you'd hope for. It's because of whatever this was in the past, where we see these past issues, this frustration or this lack of compatibility. And I think they sort of got used to that, so they might have a hard time sort of um, communicating or really giving their all to a relationship, because they sort of expect it to happen again, or they expect the worst because of these like previous situations. But we have great cards here with Queen of Cups, Nine of Wands, and Imagine coming out. As Queen of Cups has this immense amount of love. She has an abundance of love, but she chooses to keep it secure by her side until she knows she's in a relationship that's very comfortable and very, like, almost like in a protected relationship, something where they don't feel like they're going to be hurt, or like the person isn't giving as much to the relationship as they are. And this could be your energy as well as their energy. We're just feeling like there's not um uh, an equal relationship in the past that you've had. But this is like different energy here coming through, where you're both sort of opening up that cup to the other person because you finally feel secure within that relationship. And throughout, all the battle, all the trouble, we're turning into the Nine of Wands, which is the wounded warrior, the one that, despite all the chaos, all the problems, they choose to stand tall and move forward. Even though, things were rocky, rather than holding on to the past, they still look towards something new. And I don't feel like they were like that for a while. That could also be you, where you just weren't expecting anything good to come in. But now both of you are sort of like in this place where you're open to this relationship. Whether or not you know this person, or if this is your future spouse, somebody who's coming in, like a life partner. This is the energy that I'm sort of seeing as like you're finally able to move forward despite what had happened in the past. I do feel like when they see you, or when they're around you, when they are in your energy, they have a hope that wasn't present before. They have this like idea that things can be good, that there's more out there, that they finally have this faith that things are coming through for them. That like we have like nature here, right? And nature has these wings and these eyes, and it's open up to the world, and it's almost giving me like they can soar to new heights. They can see further than ever before. And then tying that into Imagine, where we sort of have the same moon image like going on here, even though it's sort of like a crown. It's got this like I can do more than I ever thought. So maybe like they thought they could never be in a marriage that would be successful, or they never thought they'd be in a relationship that would be successful, and that could have been from the past. But here you are, and they look at you and they're like, this is my success, this is my longevity, this is my purpose, this is the person I'm supposed to be with, this is the person that's going to provide me with the life that I had dreamt of, that I never thought would actually materialize. So it's got this almost manifestation energy too, if we're going from Imagine to nature, of like actual physical reality from a dreamlike reality. And there's a ton of energy that's being put into it, into like almost like drawing you two together. So I feel like even though it's like a weird hesitation that was present here, there is progress that's being made. And like I said, it could be your energy, could be their energy, could be a combination when it comes to that sort of hesitation within a relationship. But I do feel strongly here, like when they look at you, they're like, I can dream again. I can have ideas about the future, I can have what I had hoped for. So that's what I'm seeing here with the second stack and Labradorite. And I hope at least some of that was able to resonate with you. And I thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye-bye. Starting with our third stack, we have clear quartz. And when it comes to this person that you're thinking of, whether it be the person that you're with or the person that's coming in the near future, your future spouse, your life partner, we're going to see how they feel when they look at you. So we have the Wheel of Fortune coming in first. We have the Queen of Wands. So opportunities and energies. So this is a good fiery sort of like passion that's coming through, high energy when they look at you, when they're with you. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Wheel of Fortune again. And we have Death. And we have Between Worlds. So that's funny, we have three cards of the world. But I feel like we're almost seeing like an end. It's very similar to, I think, the first deck of like an end to one stage, a beginning of another. But I love this Death card in particular, and I'm not sure why, but I feel like that Death card represents so much. It represents the end of something, the beginning of something, a second chance at something that might have been, forgotten or, discarded, something that you completely gave up on. And now you see it present here. We're going from this like black and white energy into this colorful, vibrant energy. And same with the wheel over here. We have that sort of dark and gloomy, you know, very similar to this card, into the same sort of colorful energy of the top. So both of those cards have very similar imagery, as well as the Wheel of Fortune over here. We have the same colors going on, the same transition energy. So I feel like with this person, the way they look at you, there's a lot of change that's going on, you know, whether or not you're with this person. You know, if they're coming in the future, if they're your future spouse, your life partner, or the person that you're currently with, that they've had to transition through several different stages within their life. They've had to go through, you know, whatever it was with their family from a young age, to sort of like finding themselves, finding who they were separate from that family, and then moving forward and then starting up relationships or becoming their own independent person. They've gone through cycles of having to do each thing. And I think every cycle had its own group of people in it. And then when that cycle came to an end, they sort of had to restart with a new group of people because that connection wasn't there anymore. But I feel like throughout that whole time, when it came to that partner, the true partner that they wanted, they never really felt that energy there. They never felt that connection coming through. They went through cycle after cycle, and we see that Wheel of Fortune, the wheel, and we see between worlds where there's a cycle, one stage ending, another stage beginning. Even in death, we're seeing that one stage has ended and a new stage is beginning. So in order for them to get to this stage, a lot of stages had to end, because I feel like it wouldn't have been successful in the past had those stages not ended. They knew what they wanted, but the people that were surrounding them were not going to give them what they were hoping for. They wanted somebody who gave them a true, almost like energy or intensity, something that really like sparked their interest in life. They wanted somebody they could go through life with like an outlook that was bright and positive, and something that was radiating like opportunity. And I feel like they never really got that person who really was what they needed. And that could also be for you, since we're having the wheel come out so many times. It feels like you also were lacking that person that really gave you that like you know, just thriving energy or emotion or just mindset. You know, it wasn't like you really felt that true connection with people. And we see that change. Queen of Wands coming through with that intensity. She's like fire, you know, she's passion, she's movement. And within that card itself, she is the goddess of like lava and volcanoes. But if you look in the background, you see an active volcano, and an active volcano kills off a lot of things, but at the same time, it brings life. It creates very like nutrient rich soil and a new land and things for you know, plants to just thrive on. So we see that end in something that was negative turning into something very positive. And we do feel like there's a, like, to me, when the Three of Cups comes out, but there's no current energy, or even like if it's within the relationship that you're in right now. When the Three of Cups comes out, it gives me reunion. Like you've been waiting for this person to either re-enter your life, or you feel a connection when this person does come into your life, of like this person you've known in past lives, you've known this person for a while. This is a soul level connection, and you feel that intensity when you meet this person. Like there is a true connection there that's almost like you can't explain. You can't explain that the depth of this connection. There's no like logical reasoning behind this, but you feel like you've known this person for an eternity. That's who this person is to you. That's the way they present themselves to you, but also that's sort of the way that you present yourself to them. That's the way that they look at you, like they've known you. Finally, they're able to reunite with you, even if you've never met this person. You know, even if this is a future spouse that's coming in and you have no idea who this is reunion energy, meaning this connection was something that was like years in the making, something that really unites you to, like, you know, you knew the other person was out there, you just hadn't met them yet, or you met them, you know, before you came to earth, when you were still like just souls floating around, and you were waiting for that moment to be reunited, and you just had to go through that death in order to get to that rebirth that's represented with between worlds, in order for this person to come through. So I'm really feeling like there's this end and then beginning, but like this deep, deep connection that's coming through that they feel when they see you. There's like an intense energy here. And I keep saying energy, and I feel weird for saying energy as much as I have, but I feel like if I'm saying it that much, there has to be something special about it. And there has to be something that's really calling out to you who's watching this. Like that energy that's present here is very strong. This is quite a connection that's coming through here. So that's what I'm seeing with this third stack and clear quartz. It's also clarity, so it's like a deep understanding of what this relationship is, and that might be something that stands out here too. So that was clear quartz in the third stack, and I hope that some of that was able to resonate with you, and I thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye-bye. Starting off with our fourth stack here, and Obsidian, we're going to put it over here. Now, this reading is for whoever is on your mind, whether it could be the person you're currently with, maybe somebody from the past, a future spouse, a life partner, person that's coming in the future that you haven't met yet. So let's see how they feel when they look at you. Okay, so we have 5 of Cups. We have 10 of Cups. We have the 10 of Pentacles. We have the Page of Wands. The Sovereign. We have Blazed. So I think this person really sees you in a like very, very high regard. Like they look at you, they see you as this person who's either very educated, very held together, very almost like perfect. Like there's nothing about you that is wrong. And it's not to say that they think you are actually perfect, like you're flaw free. They mean it, or they're seeing it in a way of like everything about you is so wonderful that even the flaws are like invisible because of how, you know, great they look at you, how wonderful you are when they see you, you know, who you are, who they know you to be, just so marvelous that they don't really pay attention to anything that might be imperfect. Now, the thing is, and I'll say this for just like a quick second, just focus on that 5 of Cups, only because the 5 of Cups is coming out. We're seeing a loss. Now, this could be a loss similar to the first stack, or I believe the third stack. And if you're called to either the first stack or the third stack, you might want to go back and watch that and see if it does speak to you. But with the 5 of Cups, we're seeing a loss, where it could have been a previous relationship ending that was sort of heartbreaking, and it really made them, you know, fixate on the negative, fixate on things that weren't good, and almost lose hope permanently for what could come in the future. So they gave up. They thought like there's nothing good to come for them in the future, and they stopped sort of even trying. Like they were sort of done with relationships. They stopped dreaming about the future. They stopped imagining things. But here we have the 10 of Cups. So we're seeing a big change. Now, there's also the chance that this could be somebody from your past. And if you were with somebody and it just ended like abruptly, or it didn't end well, or you just didn't feel like it completed itself and there was more for you within that relationship, this could be somebody from the past coming back. But before like you think this is somebody from the past, make sure you watch the rest of the video or the rest of this card, like this stack, to see if anything else really stands out to you and really like reminds you of that person. What we do see here is 2 sides to this, and the way that this person sees you. Not only do they now like look forward, meaning the person that you're with or the person that's coming into your life, they not only do they look forward, they see a permanent future. They see stability, they see longevity, and they're making plans to create that permanency. Then, you know, they really want to make sure, like, ensure that this relationship lasts. Both of those cards together, 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, I'd say is your ideal. It's what you want in the future. It's what you want in a relationship. So whatever fits your build, just apply that to those cards. But I feel like when they see you, this is the energy they get. They see the future. They see this, like, you know, years to come, that future, that like lifetime together energy that maybe was not present in the past. Maybe that what they disregarded there with that 5 of Cups, the one that they forgot about, or the one that feel like they let get away. But now we see that it wasn't the one that got away. because you were supposed to come in. You know, it was, that relationship wasn't the right relationship, because had they been in that relationship, they would have never met you, or they would have never been able to move forward to reach you, whether or not like you've met this person. If this is your future spouse, then this is sort of like possibly the mindset that they're in right now before they get to you, and then have that reignited energy that we see the Page of Wands. So we see that energy boost, we see that movement forward, that second chance, that like desire to pursue a relationship, to go after something, and you know, even like take a risk. And I said this in a previous stack, like taking a risk to um, move forward, to dream, you know, and not be brokenhearted by the dream not coming through. We actually see that dream is becoming reality, because we're going from what is imagined into what is actually firmly in front of you, something that's graspable, something that's materialized within the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Cups might be something that you hope for that you don't actually have yet, but the 10 of Pentacles is like actually coming through for you in the future. um, with a Sovereign and Poise, we really see the way that they look at you as like the person that's coming, whether or not like king or queen, like you're the king that's coming into your life, the queen that's coming into your life, the royalty that is coming into your life, whatever you relate to, that is how you're entering their life. That's the way they see you. We also see Poise as this like person that's just like really um, knowing who they are, somebody who's really in their own like happiness. There's somebody who's really worked hard to get to that point where they can embrace who they truly are, and not, you know, put on a false front or not try to please others. It's like you're really this person that just is who you really are up front. But mainly I would say here we're getting two energies. This could be somebody from your past. I would lean more towards somebody who's new, unless the relationship really just did not work out at all, and you feel like there is something more to it, like you really feel like there was a missed opportunity. And I'll say, if you feel like it's a missed opportunity, I always firmly believe like there's no missed opportunity. If it's meant for you, it will come back to you when it's the right timing. So that's really what I'm seeing here. It's somebody who possibly had their head stuck in a negative moment and is now finally seeing things as, you know, possible or will when they see you. And that's the energy I get when they see you. You are the spark, you are the energy that they have that gives them hope, you know, that gives them that look toward the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. It's a really great energy. But that's what I'm seeing here with that last stack and Obsidian, and I do hope that at least some of that was able to resonate with you. And I thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And as I always say, please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye.